Hey everyone, it's Adam Tracy, and a lot of people have asked me lately about Swift membership and what tier of license you need in order to obtain Swift membership. And there's a few different, but I wanted to start with the one that people don't often think about, which is the non-supervised entity active in the financial industry, right? So it's basically an unlicensed participant in the financial industry, right? So you're not carrying a banking, payments license, and whatnot. And while most entities that are, like FinTechs, for instance, right, who don't necessarily carry licenses, are active in the financial industry, they work through direct SWIFT members, banks, right? And there's great efficiency to be had to become a direct member, because then you're not working through an intermediary, charges fees, right? So the beauty of that is that you can obtain the Swift messaging capability, which is, great for obviously cross-border payments, confidentiality, redundancy, the whole nine yards. And the process by itself isn't terribly complicated, right? What you're looking at is needing to, one, demonstrate a real need for Swift, which typically you wouldn't even bother applying if you didn't need it. Two, that you have the proper AML, KYC protocols in place, that you can adhere to Swift guidelines. And then you also need 3 recommendations from SCORE Swift Direct members, right? And it's a form. It's not sort of this free-flowing letter of recommendation like you're trying to get into college or anything like that. So it is, in the process itself, isn't entirely cumbersome or long. I mean, you're talking a month and a half at the most, provided you have your house in order. And that gives you access to the messaging system, right? Now, how you subsequently operate, obviously, and utilize the benefits of that, right? Which, again, mainly you're looking at FinTechs, securities broker dealers, right, for settlement of large securities transactions. So all of your major broker dealers and the like are Swift members, albeit not banks, because it helps with the settlement of larger, especially when you get into exotics like swaps and things like that, and CDOs. And then trade finance, which is a big thing that I kind of come in contact with in my practice a lot, is people trying to understand how we convey the sometimes very complex instructions related to international trade, especially like in the commodity sense. And that Swift messaging system is basically designed for that. It's since evolved, but for trade finance, it's an amazing way to document and actually send the correct messages and procedures to competing financial institutions. So that's the advantage of it. And in my experience, obviously, getting the 3 letters isn't typically that hard, right? In so much that you're probably already using 3 Swift members in some capacity if you're that ingrained in the financial industry such that you actually want Swift. But I've seen situations where banks don't want to give it to you because they don't want to vouch for the adequacy of your KYC. They don't want to lose your business. So it's kind of this odd runaround. It's not the situation where you can just go to like an attorney or CPA and get a letter of recommendation. It's like a promulgated form, and they have to be SCORE and SWIFT members. But again, I think there's significant upside, especially for FinTechs, right? And like in the crypto space, because if you really do need SWIFT and you're in crypto space, you probably come up with 100 reasons why you don't need SWIFT. It is a wildly cost efficient and easy way to do it, and it's typically better than the game of telephone that sort of can happen with sending to one financial institution to the other. So that is the non-financial institution Swift membership overview. If you have questions, definitely hit me up, adamtracy.io. I'll talk to you next time. Cheers.